They left, didn't they? Walked away without a second thought, or so it seemed. In that moment, you felt the weight of rejection, the sting of being cast aside. But now they're back. Not with open arms, but with quiet steps, testing the waters they once walked away from. Why? This is the paradox of their return. It isn't about love, or regret, or even you. It's about the void they thought they could fill elsewhere but couldn't. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Their thoughts are painted with the shades of their own emptiness. And now they come back, not because they see your worth, but because they fear facing their own lack. But here's the truth, we don't need their return to validate us. Rejection is not a measure of our value, nor is their return a restoration of it. The real power lies in how we respond, in the strength we find within ourselves to remain unwavering, regardless of their choices. So ask yourself, will you be the storm they hope to control or the calm they cannot disturb? 1. The illusion of control. When they left, they believed they held the upper hand. Rejection, to them, was a declaration of power, a statement that they were in control. But life, as the Stoics often remind us, is far beyond the control of any individual. Seneca observed, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Their return is not a testament to your dependence, but to their lack of control over their own desires. They rejected you to seek something they believed was better, only to find the emptiness of their decisions staring back at them. This is their weakness. They mistake the external for the eternal. They fail to realize that true value isn't in what you have or who you're with, but in who you are. And while they were busy chasing fleeting pleasures, you were building something they cannot take from you, your strength. 2. The strength of non-reaction. When they come back, they expect something familiar, a reaction. Anger, forgiveness, a spark of hope. Anything that tells them they still have power over you. But what happens when you give them none of it? Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." The greatest strength lies in the art of non-reaction. By refusing to respond to their attempts to stir your emotions, you reclaim the power they thought they could wield. They come back expecting chaos, but you meet them with calm. They hope for control, but you greet them with indifference. This is the ultimate lesson of Stoicism. Mastery over oneself is the greatest victory. You don't need to argue, explain, or prove anything. Your silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Number 3. The mirror of their actions. When they return, it's tempting to ask why, to demand explanations, to seek closure. But the truth is, their actions already hold the answers. Their rejection was never about you. It was a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, and discontent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Their return isn't about their realization of your worth. It's about the void in their lives that they thought rejection would fill. They are drawn back, not because they've changed, but because the mirror of their actions has revealed the cracks in their facade. But here's the beauty of Stoicism. We don't need their return to heal. We don't seek closure from them, because our peace is never dependent on their words or actions. We heal because we choose to, because we recognize that our value was never diminished by their inability to see it. 4. The courage to choose yourself. Their return is not a sign of reconciliation. It's a test. Will you fall into the same patterns, or will you choose a new path? The courage to choose yourself, to prioritize your well-being over their fleeting attention, is the ultimate act of self-respect. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." This bravery is not about confrontation, but about boundaries. It's about recognizing that you are complete, regardless of their presence. By choosing yourself, you show them and yourself that your worth is not negotiable. They never thought you would walk away, not just physically, but emotionally. They never imagined you could find peace in their absence. But this is your strength, the ability to let go, to grow, and to thrive without needing their validation. 5. The weight of regret they carry. When they walked away, they believed the door would always remain open, that you would wait, holding on to hope, ready to forgive the wounds they left behind. But what they failed to realize is that time, coupled with wisdom, reshapes everything. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You used their absence not to mourn but to rebuild. While they sought distraction, you sought growth. And now, as they return, they are met with a version of you they no longer recognize, stronger, wiser, and unshaken by their presence. Their regret isn't always spoken aloud, but it weighs on them. It's in the hesitation in their words, the unease in their gaze. They never thought you'd find strength in their rejection. They never imagined that walking away would only propel you toward becoming someone they can no longer influence. 6. Reclaiming your narrative. For too long, they tried to write the story of your life. They painted you as the dependent, the one who needed them to feel whole. But Stoicism teaches us the importance of reclaiming our narrative. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." By refusing to mirror their actions, by choosing forgiveness over resentment, growth over stagnation, you take back control of your story. Their rejection becomes a chapter, not the entire book. When they return, they expect to step back into the role they abandoned. But you've rewritten the script. Your life is no longer a stage for their drama. It's a testament to your resilience. You don't need to prove anything to them because your existence as it stands is proof enough. 7. The silent victory. Thriving without them. When they see you now, thriving without their presence, it leaves them in quiet disbelief. For narcissists and manipulators, the greatest shock is realizing that the world did not stop when they left. And more importantly, that you did not stop. The Stoic perspective tells us that true strength lies in our ability to live in harmony with what happens, not in resisting it. When they rejected you, you chose acceptance, not of their actions, but of the situation. This acceptance is not weakness, it is a profound power. It allowed you to channel your energy into what matters, your growth, your peace, your purpose. Seneca wisely said, "Throw me to the wolves, and I will return leading the pack." This is your silent victory. While they hoped their rejection would diminish you, it became the fire that forged you into something unbreakable. And as they stand before you now, seeking a place in your life, they see a person who no longer needs what they once offered. This realization is not just theirs, it's yours too. You've learned that your happiness, your peace, was never tied to their presence. And in this realization lies the ultimate freedom. 8. Letting go with grace. One of the hardest yet most liberating truths we must embrace is that not every return deserves a welcome. Their regret may be genuine, their intentions may even seem pure, but you have the right to protect the sanctuary you've built in their absence. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth which never harmed anyone." The truth here is simple. Not everyone who leaves deserves to return. Your boundaries are not walls of isolation. They are gates of protection, allowing only what aligns with your peace to enter. Letting go with grace is not about holding grudges or seeking revenge. It's about recognizing that some connections, though meaningful at one time, no longer serve the person you've become. It's about choosing your peace over their presence, your growth over their apologies. When they come back, you don't need to explain your choices. Your silence, your composure, your unwavering focus on your own journey, that is enough. Gracefully letting go is not just an act of strength, it's an act of love. For yourself. 9. Understanding their regret. A lesson in reflection. When they return, regret in their eyes, it's easy to mistake their emotions for validation. We might be tempted to think they finally see my worth. But Stoicism teaches us to look deeper, beyond surface appearances. Their regret is not always about you. It's often a reflection of their own struggles, their own discontent with the choices they made. Epictetus reminds us, people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Their view, in this moment, is clouded by the consequences of their actions. They thought the world outside your connection would offer them something greater. But instead of fulfillment, they found emptiness, a hollowness they now wish to escape. However, their regret is not your burden to carry. It is not your responsibility to mend what they broke or to make sense of their choices. Stoicism urges us to focus on what is within our control, our own actions, our own thoughts, our own growth. Their regret, while real, is theirs to bear, not yours to resolve. This perspective doesn't come from a place of resentment, but from clarity. By understanding the roots of their regret, You liberate yourself from the need for validation. You realize that their feelings, while valid, do not dictate your worth or your path forward. 10. Becoming the architect of your own peace. The ultimate lesson of their return is not about them, it's about you. It's about recognizing that the peace you've cultivated in their absence is not something they can take from you. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength lies in becoming the architect of your own peace. It means understanding that your happiness, your growth, your resilience is not tied to their presence or absence. You are no longer the person who once needed their approval, their attention, or their affection to feel whole. You are whole on your own. When they come back, it is not an invitation to reopen old wounds, but an opportunity to reaffirm the boundaries you've set. These boundaries are not acts of defiance, they are acts of love, for yourself and the life you are building. You don't need to explain them, defend them, or apologize for them. They are a testament to your journey, to the strength you found within yourself. And as they stand before you, seeking a place in your life, you realize something profound. Their return is not the triumph they imagined it to be. The real triumph is yours, the peace, the clarity, the strength you've gained in their absence. 11. The final lesson, freedom in letting go. Their return is not the end of the story. It is merely a reminder of how far you've come. The greatest gift Stoicism offers us is the understanding that true freedom lies in letting go. Letting go of resentment, of regret, and even of the need to prove ourselves to those who once doubted our worth. Seneca taught, "To be truly free, we must master ourselves." This mastery comes from recognizing that our value was never diminished by their rejection, nor is it elevated by their return. It has always been constant, rooted not in their actions but in our own character. When you choose to let go, you release the weight of their choices. You no longer seek apologies or explanations. You no longer replay the past, wondering what could have been different. Instead, you focus entirely on what lies ahead: your growth, your peace, your purpose. This letting go is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. It says to the world, "I am not defined by who comes into or leaves my life. I am defined by the choices I make, the values I uphold, and the life I create for myself." As you move forward, remember that their return is not a reflection of your dependence. It's a testament to your independence. They come back because they see in you what they could not find elsewhere: strength, resilience, and peace. And yet you stand firm, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. This is your journey, and you are the author of every chapter. Their return may be a footnote, but the story is yours to write. Embrace this truth, and you will find a freedom they never thought you could achieve. If this message resonated with you, let's continue this journey together. Hit the like button to show your support. And if you're not already part of our community here on The Modern Stoic, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's the greatest lesson you've learned from letting go? I'll be reading and replying to your insights.